Welcome to the NPTE Final Frontier podcast, helping one student at a time. Visit NPTEFF.com to enroll today so you can pass tomorrow. Thank you for joining us here on the Final Frontier podcast. My name is Dr. David Friedberg.
And my name is Dr. Emily Gerby. Today, we're going to be covering a practice question involving different types of fatigue, specifically peripheral and central fatigue.
All right, it's question time. A patient with multiple sclerosis reports progressive fatigue during activity that does not fully recover with rest. Which type of fatigue does this represent? Is it option A, peripheral fatigue? Option B, central fatigue? Option C, cardiopulmonary fatigue? Or is it option D, musculoskeletal fatigue?
All right, as always, warriors, let's dive right into each of those option choices. Now, remember for this question, our patient has a history of multiple sclerosis, and they report progressive fatigue during exercise that does not fully recover with rest. Those are the key things we want to remember, right? Diagnosis of MS with progressive fatigue during activity, which does not recover with rest. All right. First up, we have option A, peripheral fatigue. Now, peripheral fatigue occurs when the neuromuscular junction or muscle fibers are the primary problem. You'll see this in conditions such as myasthenia gravis, where repeated activity leads to rapid weakness. However, that rapid weakness will improve with rest. So is that the case for this question? No, right? Because our patient does not recover with rest. So we can eliminate option A. Peripheral fatigue would have rapid weakness with activity, but we would see improvement with rest. So let's cross off option A. Which brings us to option B, central fatigue. This involves dysfunction now in the central nervous system. Remember, central nervous system is the brain or the spinal cord. This leads to early exhaustion, slowed conduction, and decreased motor drive. This type of fatigue is common with multiple sclerosis, post-polio syndrome, and those types of diagnoses. And with central fatigue, we would not see that immediate improvement with rest. So option B, central fatigue, looks like a great option choice. So let's go with option B as our correct answer. But let's check C and D first. C, cardiopulmonary fatigue. That relates more to decreased oxygen delivery or aerobic capacity, not necessarily neural conductions, so we can cross off option C. It's a little too far-fetched for this question. And then we have option D, musculoskeletal fatigue, which sounds like it could also be a pretty good option. But the reason musculoskeletal fatigue is not the correct answer here is because that's more about local muscle soreness and depletion, and often temporary after high resistance activities. Again, that would be more of a localized muscle soreness. This patient is reporting just progressive fatigue during exercise, not mentioning specific muscular areas or regions of the body. So that does confirm that option B, central fatigue, is in fact the correct answer choice here.
All right, now let's summarize this a little bit. Peripheral fatigue, that's going to be a problem at the muscle or neuromuscular junction. And guess what? It's going to improve with rest. Central fatigue, that's a problem with the CNS. It does not fully improve with rest. All right, let's move on to cardiopulmonary fatigue. That's going to be more so due to oxygen or circulation limits. You know, cardiopulmonary. And now musculoskeletal fatigue. That's going to be something that's temporary, exercise-induced soreness. I know many of us exercising, you may feel this too. But guess what? Clinically, this matters because your exercise prescription changes. For central fatigue, something like MS, use intervals and frequent rest. For peripheral fatigue, something like myasthenia gravis, you're going to use short bouts and avoid overexertion before neuromuscular transmission fails.
All right, so a little boards prep takeaway, right? If we notice our patient has improvement with rest, if rest helps, it's peripheral. If rest doesn't fix the issue, it's central. That distinction is a high yield concept, both for patient safety as well as exam success.
Now that you heard our podcast, here is a quote from Jimmy Dean. I can't change the direction of wind, but I can adjust my sails to always reach my destination. So keep on changing those direction of the sails, where you are focused, where you are headed, and keep on going forward. You are powerful. You are strong. You are a final frontier warrior. You will pass.
Thank you very much for listening. For more information on Final Frontier, please visit npteff.com. You can also go check out all of our social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and X.
Till next time, have a great day and a powerful tomorrow.